Welcome to the second, no, this is the third. Welcome to the third episode of About to Snap. I am Nerfherder. This is Prashaun.
Hello.
Today's episode, hello, Prashaun. Good news. Today's episode is brought to you by Nestle. So really excited about that. If you just head into your local 7-Eleven and tell them you are about to snap, you will get a free Nestle Crunch.
Nice.
And the topics this week are pretty straightforward. Hope came out, Pixie came out, Mockingbird's coming out, and then Prashaun posted on Twitter to hit us with some questions, and we got some good ones in there, so we'll talk about that. But let's get into the first topic, the Hope Summers review. So Prashaun, how are you feeling about Hope Summers? It was hyped up. What was your experience?
Yeah, she was pretty hyped, but I don't know. I think she's okay. For her to be a 3 cost, it takes a lot for her to get going.
Yeah,
in my opinion. And then there's all this like ramp stuff where they're trying to play Elsa and then they're playing Vision. Then you have to guess with the Vision, or they're playing Shuri. So it's like some of the stuff is like telegraphed, so you know what's going on, so you know how to play against it. But besides that, like she's just okay. Like she's a good ramp card. Like you don't have to use Electro anymore. Corvus, you don't have to try to put Corvus in something random anymore. So she makes certain cards obsolete, but she's not game breaking.
Yeah, that's what I've experienced. To your point about the whole like Corvus and Electro thing, after playing with her, I was like, yeah, Electro really is kind of pointless now, because even if you're only going to use it for like a one-time ramp like you would Electro, it's still more power. So yeah, Electro got kicked in the nuts for sure.
Yeah.
But I was thinking maybe it was like, because everyone, including us, were like, this card seems insane, and we're all really excited for it. And then it dropped, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't blowing people's minds. And maybe we're a victim of our own hype on this one, where
for sure.
Everyone's just like, didn't live up to the excitement, but it's still a good card.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the best place I've found it, obviously in Thanos, it just works in a Thanos deck. But that's boring as shit. I put out a video with the Thanos Hope deck, and like the first comment was like, "Oh yay, another Hope Thanos deck." I was like, God damn it!
I didn't even try it, to be honest. I was like, Hope Thanos, that seems boring.
You know it's gonna work, so like, why mess with it? Just do some fun stuff instead. All the other people will do.
I posted a Galactus Pixie Hope deck.
What?
So, yeah.
Did it actually work?
Somewhat, yes. But I took Hope out and I put in Triple M, Mobius. That way,
to counter the Pixie.
The counter, and then that way it doesn't screw you up. But
sure.
I realized Hope didn't matter in that deck. More Pixie. That way you could get weird stuff to go off at the end. But that was pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely more unpredictable with the Pixie instead of Hope.
Right.
The other place I've found Hope actually, I think she's better in the thing you were talking about earlier with Vision and Angela and Kitty Pryde and Nightcrawler. You're not doing anything crazy with their energy, but you're giving yourself an extra energy, which lets you play out that free Kitty Pryde every turn.
Right.
I think that's really underlooked at the moment. And I think when someone figures out the best place for Hope, I think it's actually going to be with some sort of small ball package like that. We're just using it to get a little bit more tempo instead of cheating out big stuff.
Right. I think Werewolf by Night might be interesting with Hope.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a bounce or something?
Board space. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
board-based locations.
Yeah. Werewolf by Night's even when it was a 3-drop, I was like, yes, I know this is good, but I don't want to think this this
Yeah. No,
I'm a fucking dummy.
With Move.
Yeah,
moves you have to think too. I'm like, no, it's too much.
No, I'm good. Let's just pick a different deck. Yeah, any place I see Werewolf by Night, I'm just gonna put Cold Obsidian in here because I don't want to think.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. What do you think about Pixie?
Yeah. So topic 2, Pixie. Just to wrap up topic 1 with Hope.
Oh, yeah.
It's still definitely good and worth it. You should absolutely pick up the season pass because at some point in the future, Hope's gonna be a really great card. Right now, she's just okay and fun.
Maybe they'll add more 0 drops to the game. Who knows?
Yeah, just one more 0 drop could really set her off. Pixie, the other card. Listen, I didn't play a single bit of Pixie because I thought it was either going to be a super awesome card or super dog shit card. And so I was like, pass. I'll let somebody else figure it out. But you picked it up, right?
Oh yes, I
All right.
think this is
Hit me.
pretty good.
Really?
Because yes, because the thing is, there's a lot of spider ham going on lately.
Okay.
So if you have Mobius on the board and someone spider hams one of your cards, it's automatically a 0 cost.
Oh yeah. Right.
So like, there's been a lot of spider ham. So I've been playing a high evo deck. I've been climbing. I think I'm in like the top 1,000 now. But I basically put down Sunspot, then I go Pixie, then I go Triple M, and then I go crazy from there.
Nice.
And then I have Professor X in the deck too, so I try to cheat him out early.
Yeah, that was a little surprising to me, was the Pixie decks that I saw that were good. There's a lot that are like memes and trash, but the ones that I saw were good were like Evo decks. I was like, wow, really? It's just, when you look at Pixie, you don't think of like where she's actually being played in. You think of like crazy shit. But then you see like just a high Evo Pixie deck and you're like, I guess, sure.
Right. Like my day one deck was actually like a Pixie high Evo. Because you have to think, like, if you're saving energy towards the end, you're having all that energy float to other things. So you have like Cyclops going, you have Misty Knight going, you have your Sunspot going. So you have all that going once you have that energy, and then you could just go crazy and then surprise the opponent by playing random stuff.
Yeah,
Like a 0 Hulk is insane.
Yes, or Infinite or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Abomination, but
well, I
took
Infinite out because it was awkward. I didn't feel like skipping turns.
Sure, yeah. Actually, that kind of touches back on the Hope point. I think another great Hope deck that people should try out if they're listening is in place of Magic in like the She-Not decks. So it kind of seems to me that the best places for Hope and Pixie are like kind of the same decks at this point.
Yeah.
Just where you kind of want to just gain that incremental like 1 or 2 energy save a turn. And it really just makes what you're already doing that much better. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I'm not going to pick up Pixie. Would you recommend people pick up Pixie? Is she a vital card? You're not going to pick
up Pixie? You didn't pick it up?
Nah.
Wow. I think it's
saving.
one of the better cards.
All right. I probably still won't do it because I still haven't seen... I seen people having fun and shit like that, but I'm not about fun. I'm about fucking crushing the souls of my enemies.
Well, you know what's been crazy is like, I don't know if people know who I am now or like they just think I'm a jerk when I play stuff, but I've been getting emoted hard lately. I'm like, geez, what did I do?
Yeah. That was one thing I noticed when I started hitting like about 2,000 subs on YouTube. 40% of my games, I get the Spider-Man finger emote.
You get the Spider-Man meme, and then you get like Miss Marvel 50 million times at the end. I'm like,
yes, when you lose. Yeah. At first I was like, why is everyone doing this? And then it sunk in. I was like, oh.
Or even on Twitter now. Like, shout out to everyone on Twitter that like screenshots when they beat me. But no one screenshots when they lose 8 cubes. No one.
Never. Anytime anyone's like, oh, hey, ran into you on the ladder, and it's like some fucking embarrassing play.
Yeah.
Like, we played 3 times that day. You didn't screenshot those, did you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I have a secret folder in my phone of screenshots of content creators that I beat.
Just blackmailing them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, let me be a guest on your podcast or on your channel, or I will show everyone that you lost to my Pixie Galactus deck. You fucking
pretty
scrub.
8 cubes, too.
But yeah, the Pixie seems interesting. But yeah, like you said, no, I did not pick up Pixie because I am saving up for the next week's card in Mockingbird. You want to just talk about Mockingbird?
Yeah, we can.
Cool. This card seems ridiculous. I think this is going to be the best card this month. What do you think?
Ooh, not War Machine?
No.
Okay.
Because I think Mockingbird goes into like a bunch of different styles.
Right. It could, yeah.
I mean, War Machine kind of does too. But
I was trying to think like Loki, but you would have to get her after Loki.
Yeah, I don't think Loki is the place. I mean, sure, you could play her with like Sentinel and like Quinjet. It's just easy way to cheapen her. You know, every time you play Sentinel, she gets reduced by 1. But no, you just think about all the different cards that she actually works with. So yeah, all the shield stuff basically. It's just called the shield.
Wouldn't
cards.
she work with Thanos technically too?
Yeah, she works with the Infinity Stones. So every stone you play reduces her cost. And then Squirrel Girl, Mysterio, Debris, the Hood, even the Sentry reduces him or her by 1. So like a lot of cards where you don't really think of her. Brood automatically makes her a 3 energy card. Yeah. So
but she's like a 5 cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I'm not saying the deck's going to be great, but just like Brood, Mr. Sinister, Absorbing Man, Iron Lad. That's already been proven to be a good deck. It's not as great anymore, but if you just go Sinister into Brood, she's that's three less. Yeah, she's two. Yeah.
Yeah, two costs.
And then if you do the high roll with the deck, she's free.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or you could go like old school and do like Moon Girl, Devil Dino and see what happens.
Sure, yeah. Just play like Sentinels and Moon Girl, and she'll probably be free at some point.
Yeah.
Especially on the last turn of the game. Yeah, like old school Devil Dino, Moon Girl. Hell yeah, dude.
Well, sometimes I go back. Like I go back onto my like old YouTube videos or like my old decks, and then I just like replace like 1 or 2 cards with new cards, and then it's a pretty good deck still.
Yeah, a lot of the decks people stop playing are still actually all right if you go and play them.
Yeah.
Especially
Don't let the meta fool you.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's one thing. Like making videos, you're always trying to make like some new dumb shit, something fresh, and it's half the reason why your rank is so low.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is testing when a new card comes out. You're like, I want to stay in the top 1K, but then you just play a series of terrible decks for like 24 hours to make a new video. Yeah. Like
usually, like when I try, I'm in like the top like 500. That's if I want to play like something good the whole time where I'm getting bored. But like if I want to test out like new decks, like my rank is gonna tank because I stay in games that I shouldn't stay in.
Yeah.
But if I'm recording a YouTube video or something, like I stay in it just for the YouTube magic.
Maybe you win and it's crazy. Yeah, you get a great. Yeah. And dude, I'll float from like you just said, like rank 500 to 5,000 in like 1 day.
And then sometimes I'll go right back to it. Like I'll go right back to 500 because I'm playing like good stuff, and a deck is actually really good. Yeah. And then like I test out new stuff and I go right back to 5,000.
It will literally make you crazy. I don't know. It feels like you're fluctuating with weight or something. It's weird. Yeah. But
I think that's like one of the like Twitter questions too.
Like how do you deal with tilt?
Yeah.
We can get into that later. Let's finish up on Mockingbird a little bit though. But dude, classic Patriot decks. Just classic ass Patriot. True. With Mysterio, Mr. Sinister, Debris, Squirrel Girl.
Oh yeah, Debris is a card too.
Yeah. And I tweeted about a week ago where like just boring ass Patriot, the one everyone learns to play when they're like just finishing up Series 3. It's still fine. You'll still win and climb with it.
Yeah.
And that deck, it's literally Squirrel Girl, Debris, maybe Mr. Sinister. And Brood. It can run and usually does run all of those. And that deck always has like 2 slots where you're not really sure what to run. Sometimes you do Kazar, sometimes you do Shang-Chi or Leech or whatever you need to beat the meta.
Or Iron Man or something weird.
Yeah. Like the Bass Patriot versions, they sprung up because they needed to go tall, so they started putting Iron Man in them. Yeah. But that's going to be a free card basically in all those decks.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's what was it? So Patriot, Thanos, any shield deck, and then any deck that runs Mysterio. If you play Mysterio, you should probably just put Mockingbird in your deck.
Yeah.
So it's going to cost 3. A 3/9 is super good.
Yeah, for sure.
Super good.
It's one of the better 5 costs in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully it's not so good that they have to change it to a 5/8 immediately, because that would be a bummer.
True.
We all know the. Yeah.
But I don't think she's cool enough to be a 6 cost though.
Nah. But yeah, we all know the pain of like as soon as stature got great, it went from a 7 to a 6. Is Legion 8 to a 7. I feel like Mockingbird's just the next one.
Right. It's weird too, because like with stature, people that think she was a good card, and then all of a sudden she was a good card.
Yeah, that was great. I still think they treated those two cards, Black Bolt and Stature, a little harsh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just changing the Black Bolt to 7, I think would have been fine, because Stature doesn't feel as great as a 1/6. I mean, it feels good, but it doesn't feel like you're fucking slamming a card in the game and like, yeah, eat it, bitch. No, you just it's like, oh, cool, you got some good value. And I think you said last week, Black Bolt Stature decks are actually still doing pretty well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I made a video on one last week, so yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think you could knock up the power on Black Bolt or Stature again.
Especially against totally discard too. Like it was okay because they're discarding their own stuff. It sucked when they had like Apocalypse in their hand. Like you got screwed, but if they didn't have Apocalypse, then you demolished. Yeah, and I had Silver Samurai too, so I was going against Living Tribunal decks. So as soon as I got rid of their Iron Man, I snapped.
Oh yeah, it fucking wrecks that deck. The thing about those decks though is I wish you could run Silver Samurai as well without having to put like a bunch of other cards in to support your Silver Samurai.
Yeah,
it always feels a little awkward.
Yeah, that's why I had like X-23 and Dakin in it.
Yeah, that build, I think Jeff Hoagland popularized it. It was like Dakin and Killmonger with X-23 and Silver Samurai and Black Bolt. I mean, that one is all right. It still feels awkward though. I hope they release just one card that makes Silver Samurai like more playable. Because I think if Silver Samurai and Black Bolt got that one more card, like something like a Wolverine, where it's cheap and you can discard it and you won't be upset. I think that would make Silver Samurai like actually super good card.
I wish Sabretooth, if you like discarded him, he becomes a 0.
Sabretooth should just be Wolverine, except instead of getting bigger, he gets free.
Yeah.
Really?
So I think he should be a discard and a destroy. That would be cool.
Exactly.
That would make him playable.
Fuck yeah, dude. That would be awesome. It's just a 0/4 or he hops onto the board or whatever. Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be cool.
Super sick. But yeah, I'm picking up Mockingbird. I recommend the listeners to pick up Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Maybe I am overhyping it, just like everyone was doing with Hope. But I just think it's one of those cards that, like, no matter what style of player you are, no matter what you do, you're going to find use for it. And I feel like that's a card that you should pick up. All right, this next segment, Prashaun graciously asked people on Twitter to let him know if they had any spicy takes or questions. And we're just going to go over a few over those. Yep. and argue about them, which should always be a fun time. Prashaun, what's your first one? What do you got?
I guess we could go back to the tilt question. As creators, do you guys ever experience tilt? How do you balance having to create versus enjoying the game itself?
Yeah, and that one was from Wasim Dawood. How do you deal with that?
I've come to grips with Marble Snap. Like, it ebbs and flows. My win rate is eventually going to even out. I'm going to win tons of games. I'm going to lose tons of games. It just depends on when it happens.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what's your emotional state when you lose? That's the only difference.
Yeah.
No.
Especially too, like it's YouTube, so it's movie magic. Like you could probably like be recording and cussing out the camera, but no one will know. I'm cutting that out. Like,
yeah, exactly. I actually do like to put in like silly losses into my videos sometimes.
Oh yeah, if it's a good loss, I'll put it in.
Or something
but,
you didn't expect.
Always have the person that comments like, "Why did you do that?" Blah blah. I'm like, dude, like I lost. I know I lost. Like it's in the video. I could have easily taken it out.
Yeah, I put it in here for a reason, dude. Entertainment.
Yeah.
But no. To answer the question, do I experience tilt? I am very hard to tilt. The only time I get tilted while playing Marvel Snap is specifically when I'm recording a video and trying out specific decks. So when I make a video, I try out let's say a half a dozen decks when a new card comes out or something, and then I pick the one with the best win rate. I usually don't. I won't do one if it's less than like 55% win rate after like 20 games. So that's how I pick the deck, and then I go to record it. I write a little script out, make my jokes, haha, and then I hit record. And this is when I get tilted, when I'm like, all right, this deck has a 60% win rate. Let's go easy 1 hour recording, edit it up. But no, I'll play like 5 games in a row, and I'll just keep losing. And I'm like, well, I already picked this deck. I've already sunk like 4 hours into doing this, and then I just keep losing. And the 1 hour recording turns to like 2.5 hours. That's when I get tilted. You know what I mean? I just start looking at the screen. How many games
do you put in your videos?
I put 6 to 7 in my videos.
Jeez, maybe I should start doing that.
and I only put the ones where the featured card was actually used in the game, or it was just a really good game that had like cool plays and strategy. I don't just put every single one. So if I play like 15 games and I win 10 of them, I'll put 7 of the best 10 wins.
Gotcha.
But yeah, when I get really tilted is when I just go on a losing streak while I'm trying to record. You can tell in the videos too, I stop like laughing or smiling or joking. And and when I first record a video, I'm talking through every play and blah, blah, blah. And then like 6 losses later,
I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm like, click. I just want this to be over.
Mind Stone on 1. Okay, let's see what he does. Yeah, nice fucking play, dude. Retreat. Yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure.
But as far as enjoying the game itself, it's a fun game. If you're not having fun, don't play. But if I'm not recording, I really enjoy it.
Go take a walk or something.
Yeah. I mean, how do you do? I mean, you said you get tilted. Everyone gets tilted. But do you just take a break from the game? Do you play something else? What do you do?
Yeah, I just take a break or switch decks or something. I don't know. It's like a mind thing, because it's like, all right, this deck sucks. If I play this other deck, then I'll do better. So sometimes that happens, because whenever I play another deck, like my brain works in a different way. Like my thought process is different on how to play the game, so that helps. But if I'm playing the same monotonous stuff over and over and over, then like it's not gonna work.
Yeah. That I find to also Wasim Dawood, if you are getting tilted and you're playing a deck from like say Lamby or something that you've been told is like a if it's like a great meta deck, and you know that other people are successful with it, and you start losing, that will tilt you way more than if you just play your own deck and maybe you lose the same amount, but it's your own deck, so you could still take joy in like playing with your own shit.
Stick with what you know.
What you're comfortable with. Even if whoever tells you this is the best deck in the game, you're not going to have as much fun as if you're just jamming your own shit.
Right.
So
because I'll say like I made Infinite with this deck, and then I'll have someone say they lost 10 games in a row, and I'm like, sorry.
It's like you play a different game than I do, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Next question is from Perry Manilow. What is your top 5 3 drops in the game? You just want to list all yours real quick, Prashaun? They'll go over mine.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is from the top of my head.
Off the dome.
I don't think in any order, but I would say Storm.
Okay.
Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Maybe Mobius is up there right now.
You're fucking lame. All right, next.
Venom is up there for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of the 5. I might have to go to the game for 5.
That's one more, man. You can do it. Come on.
I'm trying to think. What's another good? Well, Lockjaw was a good 3.
Yeah, it's not anymore though, so that doesn't count.
Jeez, what else is there? Like, I think Cosmo's up there too. Cosmo has to be up there.
You picked Mobius and Cosmo in your top 3. Everyone boo this man.
Well, I think about counters, something boo. That's good. Well, Wave is good too.
All right, I'll accept a Wave over Cosmo.
What you got?
All right, first one, Chattiator. I gotta include Chattiator. The second one, I'm going to go with Negasonic, just because it's hilarious when she really works.
Yeah, that's a spicy one.
My next one, I'm going to go Jean Grey, just because Jean Grey is a card that I've like tried to make work so much that I just like her. I like the way she plays. Let's see. No, I'm stuck.
Got two more?
I got one. Wolfsbane, because anytime I see Hitmonkey in a deck, I usually like Wolfsbane over Hitmonkey. Like in old bounce decks where they did Hitmonkey Mysterio, I liked Wolfsbane because I liked bouncing it back to my hand. I felt like it was a more consistent 7 to 10 power than Hitmonkey was. You know what? I'm going to be whack, and I'm going to say Storm too, because winning Storm locations is just very satisfying. There's something very satisfying about it.
And
it's a great card.
Yeah, Storm is great.
Yeah,
Cosmo is great too, but no one plays Cosmo anymore. Like, no one plays counters.
Yeah, remember 6 months ago or so, everyone was like, Cosmo's a problem. We need to do something about Cosmo.
Yeah. And then, like, everyone's going all, like, offense. No one's caring about countering anything anymore. And then
the only counter anyone does is Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah. Maybe an Enchantress here and there, depending on the meta. But
here and there, yeah, sure. But it's just funny that like cards people say are an issue and are just like ruining the fun of the game. If you just stop complaining about stuff, the game will fix itself. The metagame will always correct. So Cosmo apparently was never that big of a problem. You just people whine about nothing.
Right. And then plus when a new season comes out, people just play whatever they want for the most part.
Yeah.
Like Hela has died down tremendously.
We missed Kyera.
Oh yeah, Kyera is pretty good.
Yeah, she's great. But it's just kind of not fun though.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta pick the next question, dude.
All right, I gotta. What do you need to reach level 100?
Sure. Just a general tips on how to hit infinite.
Yeah. I would say just watch your snapping.
Stole my thunder.
Retreat when you think you're going to lose, and then snap when you think you're going to win. That's like my best advice. I think there's time, like, I'm infinite day one, but typically I could be infinite quicker if I, like, I don't know, I wasn't so antsy and snapped and tried to get 8 cubes all the time. Because I think I lost more 8 cube games than I won. But yeah, just being consistent on snapping, retreating, decent decks, just stick to what you're used to and you know the plays, and then also reading your opponents too. So if you know what the meta is, you know what everyone else is playing or what decks are out, in watching Cozy, whatever he puts out, because that's what everyone plays.
Yeah, don't play his decks. Just watch the video and make sure you know how to beat it.
No, it's weird because to be honest, like the other day, it was like this weird Patriot deck. Mm-hmm. I was in Conquest. I was like, why is everyone playing Patriot all of a sudden? Then I go on YouTube, Cozy's Patriot. I was like, oh, geez, that's why. Like,
listen,
right.
I might catch some flack for this one. Cozy, great guy, awesome videos, editing sick, sure. Seems super nice. But do not take deck advice from that man. Just don't. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Cool and fun are in a different category than like this guy trying to reach level 100. Right. But yeah, if I had to chime in, I would just say Prashaun fucking nailed it. Snapping and retreating is by far the most important thing. And then the only other thing I would add is kind of what we've said already is play what you're comfortable with. And also, I've been a professional card gamer my whole life. I made multiple pro tours on Magic. And when I play with friends and stuff, they're always like, they'll be like, oh, how'd you know I was going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I've come to realize that the best players in card games aren't necessarily the smartest or the sharpest. They know exactly what the other person's deck is. That's the key to being really good at card games, is understanding what you could possibly be playing against and acting accordingly. You don't need to have a 200 IQ to be great at Snap. You just have to know what the other person has or what they could potentially do, and then you just play accordingly. All right. Our final two questions will be fun ones. All right. Who would win? This is from Monkey372 on Twitter. Who would win? One very character in Marvel Snap or 1 billion lions?
I don't know, to be honest.
That's an amazing question.
It's like, how hungry and angry are the lions?
Okay, sure. Let's just say all of them are fucking rabid.
I don't know. You would say like Thanos can snap like half of them away.
Sure, but you know what? I'm gonna go with stuff like Thanos doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet.
True.
You know, or like Jean Grey isn't the Phoenix Force. Just shit like that. You know what I mean? But if I had to pick, I would say it's every character in Marvel Snap, simply because there's a couple of characters who could just like obliterate thousands of lions at once.
Pretty much.
There would be characters that would die in the front lines, like Mystique. Her ass is getting eaten. She's dying.
Oh yeah.
The lion's
Unless
gonna
she
bite
like
her head off.
transforms into like one of them.
Yeah, but she's still gonna get killed.
Yeah.
She's still just a lion. Oh, and then there's characters like Gladiator, who his power is based off of if he thinks he can win a fight or not. That's how strong he is. And I guarantee you, Gladiator would look at a bunch of lions and go, "I'm gonna punch these motherfuckers in the face so hard." And he would just run through like Superman punching all these lions in the face, and he would knock out like half of them.
Yeah, you got Cyclops and his beam, like
Yeah, exactly.
Working
You just go bzzz.
everything. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, I think the lions are toast, but not without a good fight. The lions would definitely munch on some asses at some point. Like Agent Coulson, he's dying.
Oh, he's done.
He's
Squirrel
dead.
Girl, she's done.
Nakia, dead. Punisher, he'll take some lions out with his guns, but his ass is grass at the end of the day. Who's some other characters?
Poor Leech.
Oh yeah, Leech literally does nothing. He's
gone.
Leech is just a snack. He's like, I'm taking away your powers, and they're like, we're lions. We don't have powers.
Yeah, we don't have
dead.
Yeah, you're gone.
Let's see. I just want a couple more characters. Taskmaster. That's actually interesting. Was he just going to copy the lion moves?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Taskmaster
be that
pouncing
great.
around.
And then, Professor X. Like, could he get into the minds of the lions and like shut them down?
Probably.
Or would he just get his wheelchair ass killed?
No.
You think he would shut him down?
Yeah.
All right.
He shuts them.
And then you got Devil Dino. Devil Dino is just going to stomp on lions.
Yeah, he's murking tons of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it wasn't for these couple of characters,
gone,
like
Moon Girl is gone.
Oh yeah, Moon Girl's so dead. Unless she's riding on the top of the dino.
Yeah, or she built some crazy shit. But besides that.
But to be fair, we've seen lions like take down elephants, so maybe Devil Dino does get taken down.
True, but maybe I'll take a lot of lions.
Yeah, that's definitely a good trade.
Lions.
It's definitely a good trade. But yeah, if it weren't for characters like Iron Man and Cyclops just blasting half these lions out of the water, the lions they'll eat some people. All right, it's a great question. Thank you, Monkey. All right, last question. Prashaun, which one are you picking?
All right, so we have it from Amir Abdul. Marvel versus DC. Who wins?
In a fight, right?
I believe so.
Okay, let's just go with that.
So I don't know. I'm going with Marvel.
Okay, yeah. I strong disagree, but how's this playing out in your head? Who are you sending over to fight first?
I don't know. Like a world breaker Hulk?
Sure, that's definitely scary.
I think that could do some damage.
Sure. But I'm going to go with DC here. I think DC wins. I think because on average, DC's characters are way more overpowered than
OP.
Marvel's. Yeah, they are OP. I mean, you were saying off air that Marvel is more like realistic and relatable, whereas DC is like gods and fables sort of characters.
Pretty much.
So yeah, Marvel definitely has a bigger team, but I just got to go with the fact that Superman can like just straight up KO like one shot half of Marvel.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking Hulk will go crazy. I think they fight. They fought against each other before in the comics.
Yeah, Hulk is definitely a problem. But on the flip side, I would say Darkseid is also a problem for Marvel.
Well, I would say Darkseid is the equivalent of Thanos.
How dare you? How dare you? Darkseid is stronger than Superman, and Superman in a fist fight would fuck up Thanos. The only reason Thanos is ever considered really strong is because of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, true.
But
I think he's strong in general. He's an Inhuman.
Yeah. I mean, Thanos is for sure strong. He beats up the Hulk with no powers.
Yeah.
And that's kind of to my point, dude. Darkseid would fuck both of them up.
I don't know, maybe.
He's got them beams,
like the lower level people too. Like,
all right, Leah. Let's go with the lower level.
And Quicksilver, they're pretty much the same.
No, how dare you? All right, I'm gonna get a bunch of hate for this one because this is a Marvel Snap podcast, and I'm all talking about DC over here. But the Flash can turn back time. Quicksilver can run about as fast as a bullet.
True.
The Flash would fuck up like 50 Quicksilvers.
But you have people like Wanda that could mess things up.
Sure, she could, yeah.
And
Superman and like Wonder Woman, they're susceptible to magic, so Wanda would fuck them up.
And then Magneto, I think he would mess some people up too. He's pretty strong.
Batman could beat Magneto.
I don't know, because Magneto, like, isn't there like
Batman beat Superman, bro?
Like he could like take that out of us, and like, or like in the comic book, he had his heart keep like blood flow through his body after his heart got taken out.
Magneto?
Yeah.
Okay. I still think Batman would fuck him up. He's just got all plastic gear.
Batman? No.
Batman's gonna fuck up Magneto, dude.
No. Heck no.
Yeah. Dude, he doesn't have a bit of metal on him. He's gonna figure out how to trick Magneto into fighting in some like non-metal environment. He's gonna trick him into space or some shit, and he's gonna fuck him up.
I don't know. Even in space, there's like matter and like no.
There's nothing in
crazy.
Space. No. All right.
And then Storm, she's pretty crazy too with her ability. I don't know.
Yeah, have you seen the cartoons? Storm just goes, and then falls every time she's hit with something.
That's different though. She in the cartoons, she says something crazy like, "Oh, almighty winds from the north come yonder." Like
that's pretty gangster. Yeah, you're right.
Comic books, it's a little different. Like she's Omega, so she could do some damage.
I'll throw another one out there since we're on the topic of arguing about these two. Green Lantern. The Green Lantern's power is only determined by how strong their willpower is. Green Lantern would dust the Avengers like almost by himself, bro.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to think.
I guess the easier way to think about this.
OP.
Yeah, they're OP. I'm gonna say it's not fair. I think the best way to think about Marvel versus DC, who wins, is just doing the Justice League versus the Avengers. Because you could get into like, oh, well then Galactus will just eat the universe of DC, and then some DC nerd would be like, well, the Spectre is just gonna like stop reality from existing, and then Galactus won't exist, and it gets dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could go forever.
But
and then they tied in the comic books. I think I have the comic book too.
Who fights in there?
I think it's like Jubilee and Robin. I think it was it Batman, Wolverine?
They're not sending their best, huh?
It was like Spider-Man and Superboy.
Okay.
Superman.
Well, that
Hulk.
One's not fair. Superman Hulk is the most interesting to me.
Yeah.
Who wins?
I don't even. I thought like most of them were like ties.
Yeah, that feels like a tie.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Hulk, like theoretically, is as powerful as how angry he is, and he could like. Doesn't he destroy a planet with like a fucking punch in the comic books?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, whereas like Superman, if if he flew into the sun and then came out, I'm sure he could do the same thing.
Yeah, and then when it was like Storm and Wonder Woman.
Okay, that's a fun fight.
Wolverine, Batman, and then it was like, or was it Captain America, Batman? It was something weird.
Captain America, Batman seems more like a fun. I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I think those two fought. I could probably grab the comic book.
I think Batman wins that one, actually.
Maybe. I have to reread it. It's been years. It came out like 94 or something. And I've only read it like 3 or 4 times, but I still have it.
There's for listeners, there's a channel on YouTube. Actually, there's a couple channels where they take like characters and then they run them through like simulators and stuff and then figure out who would win. Some of them make you want to punch your screen and call these guys idiots, but some of them are really interesting and fun to think about. The only thing I'll say is Batman is unfair. If you're a Batman nerd, you could just be like, well, Batman will figure out how to beat anyone if given enough time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Batman had a contingency plan on how to kill everybody.
Yeah, and he's just a dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the end, it comes down to who you're talking to and who the writers of the said comic book are. But yeah, I think those were awesome Twitter questions. I think we'll just be doing this every week, just asking our fans to give us content.
For sure. Oh yeah. Get a
And
shout out.
yeah, it's super fun. Yeah, thanks for everyone who submitted questions. If we didn't read them, I'm sorry. We only have 45 minutes to talk about stuff. Ask you next week, and we might argue about something on here that you asked us. But yeah, that's all I got this week. Prashaun, why don't you lead us out, dude?
All right. Once you guys stop by 7-Eleven and get your Nestle Crunch, let us know how you guys like the pod. And until next week, we'll see you and you'll hear us again.
All right. Like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for listening, guys. Later, Prashaun. I'll talk to you next week.